So a while back we witnessed the event which left an impression. This event that I speak of is of course Makarov's sacrifice when e.n.d enchanted the whole Alvar's army in order to save everyone in the guild who could have perished were it not for Makarov's action. So the discussion topic of today: could Makarov still be alive? I mean, at the moment he's in this strange frozen statuified position. He didn't simply fall over and die like any other person would. This could of course be the cause of the fairy law's effect, which simply freezes the caster in place instead of sucking the life out of it. However, I find this really hard to believe because Mavis said that fairy law drains the amount of time you've got left to live from each person that it kills, meaning he would most likely have withered away and died like anyone else, right? Or at the very least, he would not look identical in the statue-like state, but the fact of the matter is that he does look absolutely identical. The only change is that he's been frozen in place in some way that's yet to be explained. So let's consider how he may still be alive. I mean, he's obviously in a very stiff situation, so how would it even be possible to unfreeze him from this state? If he's still alive, that is. To that I have no answer other than potentially using Fairy Heart, but I seriously doubt that they would use Fairy Heart on Makarov, even if they could, because Fairy Heart is not something that's to be used for such a trivial matter, such as unfreezing someone who terminated a whole army. Call it heroic or not, he did murder thousands of people. If Angstrom were ever to make a third move in the plot that we know, that would be it. He wouldn't allow it and would most likely make Makarov the third victim of the cursed contradiction. Now, me personally, I hope that Makarov isn't alive. I kind of want him to be dead because we need deaths. If nobody dies on Fairytale's side, then the war would be very one-sided. I mean, we've had like 3 Spriggan deaths, at least as we saw Nineheart bring back 3 of them. Wall, Bradman and God Serena. But as far as we can tell, this is the only actual death we have on Fairy Tail's side. At least significant one, because Gajil and Juvia were both brought back, and of course Mira, who were supposedly terminated by August, was saved by Brandish shrinking her wound. But the Spriggans are dead, period. The only way they were brought back was through Nineheart's ability to call forth Historias. But they're all dead now again, so those Spriggan are just gone. This is why we need Makarov to be dead. It wouldn't even be a war otherwise. In fact, we need more people to die. So Fairy Law then, let's talk about that spell. In the past, when it's been used, it has had some various effects on the targets. When Mavis used it against Yuri while inside the dragon skeleton thing, it restored Yuri as well as cursing Mavis for using it before it was perfected. But it did save Yuri at the end of the day, meaning it's not just purely for killing stuff. If someone is possessed, it can do some good work on that end. And of course, when Makarov used it against Phantom Lord, it burned away all the shades as well as aging Phantom. It seems like it might be a typical use of it because that's what it's meant to do. I think the only reason Jose wasn't killed is because Makarov didn't truly deem him an enemy, but he did consider him a threat. But that's about all we've had of it, other than Loxus using it, which had no effect on anyone, of course, because his mind was clouded by the hunger for power or whatever. So Fairy Law clearly has the power to do some crazy stuff, but at the end it's good stuff. So what Makarov did against the Alvar's army, I mean, it's the typical thing that we know of, killing anything that the caster considers an enemy. Only this time it cost him his life, or at least that's what we've been led to believe. This aging mechanic on the spell wasn't mentioned before this time, but that might just be because it wasn't relevant to the plot or hero hadn't thought of it. Anyway, I think I'll wrap things up here. Let me know what you guys think about Makarov's supposed death. Is he dead or is he alive in this frozen state? Comment down below what you think, and as always, if you did, please like this video and subscribe if you're new to my channel. Bye.